All right, we're going to get started. Something kind of interesting that we said this morning is this is probably the first time that you as a cohort, sophomores, have been in a setting like this at this high school. That's rare. Normally we have class meetings, we have things coming your way, but just because of COVID situations, we haven't had a lot of those opportunities for you to be in one room together. So that's why we broke you up into two groups. The more you go through high school, there's going to be opportunities coming your way. Today is an example of that. You know, when you come into high school, your freshman and sophomore year, it's pretty limited in what you get to do. You know, you're taking freshman classes, you're taking sophomore classes. Now, as you're coming out of your sophomore year into your junior year, that opportunity list greatly increases. Okay, and so the more as we progress throughout this semester, the more you're going to be hearing things like today, and the more it's going to be a little more confusing because there's more opportunities coming your way. You're starting to reach the end of high school, what do you want to do for the rest of your life. And so today begins that journey, okay? One thing we always say, our kids here are the best. Look at you right now. You're respectful in these settings, and so thank you for that. Every speaker we have always comes to me afterwards, thank you. Your kids are great. And so I know you'll do the same thing now for Dr. Hull. And so what we have today is a discussion on a partnership that has kind of recently came about between Webb City Schools and Missouri Southern. There's other schools that are involved in this, but really this is an opportunity for you that you are able to apply for starting next week, actually starting later this week. That we will get you information for, but I have with me Dr. Suzanne Hull from Missouri Southern, who's going to talk about that partnership. So give her a hand.
So my name is Dr. Hull, and I am a Webb City Cardinal graduate as well. So I'm so happy to be back here and visiting with you. So MOSO CAPS stands for Missouri Southern Center for Advanced Professional Studies. It is a new program, as Dr. Flora mentioned, and we will be working with Webb City, Carl Junction, Seneca, and a few other school districts who have yet to be named. Whoops. There we go. So typically CAPS programs are housed in high schools across the country, and there's about 70 now in the state of Missouri. At Missouri Southern, we are the first university in the country to host a CAPS program, and then high schools will be coming to us, high school students will be coming to us just like you. So really the CAPS program is about experiential learning. When we think about, when we think about traditional learning, you know, a lot of times we're sitting in the classrooms and, you know, what we learn within the four walls of a classroom is super important, but it's really about how you apply your learning. And so with the CAPS program, we are marrying industry partnerships with secondary education and higher ed. So you're going to have the opportunity to experience what you're learning. So say for example, you are interested in health sciences. If you're interested in becoming either a doctor or a nurse or a respiratory therapist, a radiologist, veterinary science, you have the opportunity to take a class 2 days a week on Missouri Southern's campus, and then the other 3 days a week, you would actually be placed with an industry partner in that field. So it's all about the experience. So how does it work? It's a dual enrollment program, meaning you are coming to campus on Tuesdays and Thursdays taking your coursework. You're going to identify a career strand. We have 3 different strands that I'm going to be talking about later. The first one is health sciences, the second one human services, and the last one is business marketing and entrepreneurship. You're going to be working with those industry partners, solving real-world problems, getting real experience, building your social capital, and you're going to be using industry standard tools. You're also going to be learning how to make formal presentations, collaborating with others, and really building your social skills, and it gives you a leg up on all the other students who don't participate in a program like this when you're either applying to college or tech school, or just looking for a career or getting a job after you graduate. So in order to apply for the CAPS program, you need to be, next year, the 22-23 year, you need to be either a junior or a senior in high school. You need to be on track to graduate on time. You need to be able to provide your own transportation to Missouri Southern's campus and to the industry partner experience. You need to have a cumulatively cumulative GPA of 2.5, and you need to have a good behavior and attendance record. So what does the MOSO CAP student look like? You need to have that personal drive. You really need to be independent learners and thinkers. You need to have that willingness to learn. If you are the type of student who needs everything lined out, step by step, as to what you need to do next, this program is probably not for you. This program is all about failing forward and allowing you, because we don't have the right answer the first time we try something. So it's okay to fail. Not in the coursework in MOSO CAPS, but with that industry partner when you're trying to solve a real world problem. You're going to be working with either a group of students or independently on a real world project with that industry partner. And it may take you several tries throughout the semester or throughout the course of the academic year to solve that problem or to come up with an answer or a solution to the partner's project that they've provided you. You also need to be flexible. You need to be willing to work hard. You know, it's not easy work, but it's also very applicable, and it's going to lead to a career. Keep getting too far away. So one of the first parts that we have, the first 4 weeks of each semester, is called boot camp. And I know boot camp is sort of a scary sounding word, but it's really not that bad. So the first 4 weeks, on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, you are with me and a few others on campus at Missouri Southern, and we're going to take you through a boot camp. We're going to explain to you what the importance is to dress business casual. If you're in the health sciences strand, more than likely you're going to be wearing scrubs. You're going to learn professional skills. You're also going to learn soft skills. You're going to learn how to shake somebody's hand with meaning. You're going to be able to give a 5-second elevator pitch about who you are and what you want to do in life. You're also going to learn how to write an email that doesn't look like a text message. There are times when I start typing an email and all of a sudden it looks like a text message, and so I have to back it up and fix it. You're also going to get professional tours of the industry partners, their facilities. There's something that you'll go through, it's called MSSU 101, and that is all about etiquette. So there's going to be a lot of times that you may experience either an official business breakfast or an official business luncheon. And so just knowing which fork to pick up, or how to have a conversation, a professional conversation with the people in the room. We're also going to be identifying your strengths, preparing you for that industry partner experience, and also identifying a passion project. So over the course of the academic year, you will be working on a project that is near and dear to your heart. This project is going to give back either to your community as a whole or to maybe your school community. We're going to have professionals work with you as you work through those steps of that project, and then at the last couple weeks of April, you will be taking, it's sort of like Shark Tank, you're going to be pitching your project to a group of professionals, and we will have funding, so the winner of Shark Tank would be able to take that funding and actually launch your passion project. So that's the first 4 weeks of each semester. And of course on Tuesdays and Thursdays you're going to be on campus taking classes. So those 3 strands that I mentioned, so health sciences. So in health sciences, you have the opportunity to experience radiology, respiratory care, nursing, medicine, dental hygiene, physical therapy, occupational therapy, if you're interested in becoming a paramedic, and veterinary science. In the fall, you would be taking an Intro to Health Sciences class on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, you're going to be placed with an industry partner. In the spring, you would be taking medical terminology. If you've already taken medical terminology through another source, what you would do is you would be advised to take a class that's still going to count towards that degree program or degree program that you're interested in. In all of these credits, they can transfer to other colleges and universities. There's lots of colleges and universities in the country that will accept CAPS credit. Human services, Maybe you're interested in teacher education, social work, criminal justice, pre-law, or psychology, so this would be the Strand for you. In the fall, you would take an Intro to Human Services class, and then in the spring, it's going to be more Strand specific. So let's say, for example, you're interested in criminal justice. We would look for a course that would fit your time slot that you could take in the criminal justice program. Or pre-law. Pre-law would be really easy. You know, you could take a political science class or another class that's going to count towards your general education requirements and that degree program. And then finally, business marketing and entrepreneurship. So you would have the opportunity to be in those high-demand corporate positions, working with specialists in the field, small business founders or entrepreneurs. Maybe you have an idea for a business of your own. We can pair you with somebody who's been very successful in that area, who is also an entrepreneur. We have a lot of them in the Joplin area, so that could be your industry partner. Also, we've got manufacturing, agribusiness, engineering technology, and medical coding. So in the fall, you would take Intro to Business, and in the spring, you would take a class that's more specific to what you're interested in. And these courses, again, you're going to be earning around 4 credits per semester, 3 to 4 credits per semester. So if you go through the program, your junior and senior year, by the time you graduate from high school, you have 16 credits towards a degree program. It's halfway through your freshman year of college. So you have a jump start, not only on your education, but also a career. So, it's all about the experience with MOSO CAPS. It's a lot like riding a bike. You can watch somebody ride a bike, you can watch a video of somebody riding a bike, but until you get on the bike to decide if you really like riding a bike, you're not going to know. There are so many students that I have advised at Missouri Southern, and I myself. There's a lot of us who think we know what we want to do. I was in respiratory therapy for almost 10 years at Freeman Hospital, until about halfway through I decided that I really wanted to be in education, and went back to Missouri Southern and got my degree in education. I had a student just last year who started student teaching. I was in teacher ed department out there. She started her student teaching experience, secondary social studies, and about 3 days in, she decided that's not what she wanted to do. She really wanted to go to law school. And so she came and visited with me. I had her call her parents because they just paid for 3.5 years of college so she could be a teacher. And so she was able to actually go to law school, and that's where she's at today. Because thankfully she had enough of those credits that would apply to a degree that allowed her to do that. So it's really about the experience. It's really about exploring what you think you might want to do. And it's not negative. Because I mean, if you decide like your junior year, you want to explore, let's say, human services. And you decide that you really don't like that strand. It's just not for you, but you'd really like to go into business. So then your senior year, you could explore the business strand and take those courses, and we can partner you with an industry partner in the business area. So it's all about the experience with MOSO CAPS. The application is open, but you really need to visit with your counselor to make sure that it would fit in with your credits and what you need in order to graduate. And I think Dr. Flora will talk about like how the credits would apply on the high school side, because you're earning high school credits while you're earning the college credits. And then I'll take questions as well.
Thank you, Dr. Holt. And so you might be saying, well, how does this work? You know, Tuesday, Thursday, I'm at Missouri Southern. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm an industry partner. Maybe it's Freeman Health, whoever. Well, the way that works is no different than a tech schedule. You know, we have juniors and seniors who go to Franklin Tech, Carthage Tech for various classes, and it's actually in your schedule for 2 blocks. And so when starting next week, you'll start working on your schedules with your homeroom teachers, right? We're also going to push this link out to you. This video will be posted on social media and emailed to all sophomores. Why do we want to do that? We want you to go home, you and your parents watch this, and talk about if this is something you're interested in. There's only 35 seats that are dedicated to Webb City students in this MOSO CAPS program. Every school that's in it gets so many seats dedicated. We have 35. And so if you want to go home with your parents, watch the video, talk about the Strands. Is that a career interest that you would be interested in? Because why do we want to do this as a school? Because like she said, we want you to experience things before you go pay $40,000 to do it in college and think, you know what, that's not for me. Well, now we're trying to provide these opportunities in high school, so now you can maybe say, yes, that's really something I'm interested in, let's go. And your learning experience in high school is just a little more interesting to you. Okay, so in your schedule, you'll be scheduled in every day, 2 blocks. As she mentioned, there's a morning and afternoon session. So many seats are dedicated to each strand, morning and afternoon. And your application, if you're selected for that, then you would be scheduled into those classes, okay? Go ahead.
I was going to say, I forgot, I think I skipped over a slide. I just have problems with the clicker. But
So the morning session's from 8 to 10:30 and the afternoon session is from noon to 2:30. If you're in athletics or any other kind of extracurricular activity, all you have to do is communicate the days that you are going to be gone. If you're like traveling, I know a lot of times the bus will leave before you would get back, and so you would just have to let your professors know or let me know that, hey, I am not going to be here on this day at this time because I have to catch a bus and we're traveling to wherever.
And so as you notice on there, also one requirement would be you have transportation to get to and from Missouri Southern, to and from Webb City High School to your industry partners. Just like we have tech students now that drive to tech as seniors, and so we just do the permission forms and you would be able to drive per your parents' permission to do that. Okay, so that's kind of how it works on our end. What we will do, we have a flyer for you before you leave today for those that want it. We also have them in the guidance office in our main office for you to pick up as well if we don't have enough in this session. But you will be sent this link, you will be sent this video for you and your family to talk about if this is for you. Okay? At this time, we'll open it up if there's any questions for Dr. Hull while you're here. Any questions?
yes, sir.
Do you have anything to do with trade jobs like welding?
No, there are career tech centers that address welding in other areas, and so we have tried to make sure that we stay in our lane. So we're trying not to step on the toes of the career tech centers. So we don't have anything with welding at this time. We do have engineering technology, but we don't have welding. So engineering technology, you're going to be working with CNC machines and other, types of equipment in engineering technology along those lines, but not welding. Great question. Other questions? Yes, ma'am.
How much does it cost to enroll in the program? Are the prices comparable to taking a regular dual credit class through Webb City?
Great question. So $50 a credit hour is the cost for you. And so one of the things, and this is something I forgot to mention, I think I skipped over quite a few slides when I was trying to use the clicker. But anyway, one of the things that I didn't mention is that, so you're earning 3 to 4 credit hours a semester. So that's $150 to $200 a semester, which is a reduced rate from what you would typically pay for college tuition. However, I am out there getting corporate sponsors in order to help offset that cost for you as students, so that you will not have to pay $150 to $200 a semester hour. It would be even a more reduced rate. So far, Liberty Utilities, Arvest, and Mercy have all become corporate sponsors of this program, and so they are providing funds to help offset those tuition costs for you, to make it more equitable. If you struggle, if you really want to do this and you think, I can't even afford $100 a semester or $50 a semester, you need to let your guidance counselor know, and we can visit further. Other questions? Those are great questions.
Other questions?
Anybody else? Yeah. Also, Cardinal Scales is one of our industry partners. We will expand our industry partners once that you have enrolled and we know where your passion lies, because it's really important to align what you're interested in with the best industry partner out there.
Any more questions about this? I'm sure those will come up as you go home and have conversations, okay? But talk about it with your family, see if this is for you. If it is, we want you to apply. We'll keep reminding you of that the next few weeks to submit that application. Once again, there's only 35 seats for that, and so we want you to get those applications in. If you would, let's give Dr. Hull a hand and thank her for coming.